by industry at large and Julian and the banking sector. And it's been a really beautiful thing to watch, to be honest.
Yes. And just to add that, we definitely need to look at all the research that is currently being done. And we do that. We try to pull on data that comes from some of the international partners like the WTCC and others. All right, so we're going over to Dr. Colette Smith, and then we have Lichim Simaj, and then Jason Hensel in that order.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Nicola. First of all, I want to commend the Tourism Linkages team, Adam and the entire team, for a fabulous job in terms of the protocols and all of that Mr. Reader has outlined what we're doing in terms of COVID. Now, my question to you is, Barbados has implemented a very creative policy for long-stay visitors. Are we looking across the Caribbean to see how we can benefit from that? Particularly as you look across the United States and the UK, you see a lot of organizations implementing work from home policies. So people now, once they have access to a good internet connection, they can pretty much work from anywhere in the world. How are we capitalizing on that?
Probably not enough. I don't see any negative to what Barbados implemented. I know we have considered it, meaning visitors coming here, renting a home, paying in US dollars, going to the supermarket, buying products, becoming a part of our society is a great stopgap. And I think it hasn't taken off. It's a great PR message too. It's not booming. The world is not going to Barbados to lock away. It's not an inexpensive thing. It really becomes something for those who are able to afford it. But I don't think there's much negative to it from an economic earnings point of view.
And we have a few hotels like ours. Well, Jamaica Pegasus has it. I know Half Moon has it. And I think Jason on the South Coast some of us have launched workation packages. So there is some traction for it. As Adam said, maybe more of us should look at it as a pivot, but definitely there's opportunity. And I do know that there are a lot of Jamaicans overseas who are looking at those opportunities, not only to work from a hotel, but to work from, a home, renting a villa or an apartment. So definitely that's something we need to push a little bit more. So
the country didn't put a policy in on Nicholas yet, right?
No, the country doesn't have a policy, but I know industry has individual properties and have gone after that market.
Probably something we should put back on the agenda.
Something that we have discussed before, but it hasn't been put in place officially, no.
Put it back on the agenda.
Definitely. Okay, Leah Kim, your turn.
My question is similar to the last question. The recent data shows that persons who are educated above the college degree level, over 65% of them can work from home and will choose to work from home. And then I extrapolate, if you can work from home, you can work from anywhere.
Correct.
Once you have internet access. So I do believe that potential market is much larger, clearly more educated and a higher earning power and spending power. But I don't expect the big players with the big hundreds and thousands of rooms to fill would be interested in it. I figure the boutique hotels and the villas will see this as a long-term process. Mm-hmm. I even see a reverse component that there are many Jamaicans abroad. In fact, I have some relatives who are professionals abroad who are currently planning that working from home will mean that they'll work from Jamaica.
Correct.
They'll come here and spend most of their time here. They still have their jobs where they are. First of all, the nation has to give the signal. Barbados give a clear signal, straight up. I saw Jason, Treasure Beach jumped on it quickly, and then Pegasus jumped. But I don't think as a nation we have really looked at that. But I see that it's quite lucrative, people with high spending power, and even myself. My company is totally virtual now. And what I tell myself, if I can work from home at least one day a week, I go somewhere in Jamaica. All I need is internet access and I can do my work. And if I have no internet, I use my cell phone as a hotspot and get my work done. So I don't think we should overlook this segment because it's going to grow stronger and stronger. The person we're never going to go back to an office.
On a route, if demand is there, in 10 days. That's unprecedented. And American Airlines, JetBlue, Delta, Southwest, They have stood by our side in a way. I mean, particularly American Airlines, have to kind of recognize them. They've been unbelievable. So you have to just keep kind of riding and do everything that you can to hold it together, knowing that better days are in sight.
Yes. All right, we're going to take the final question. Only seen one raised hand. I think somebody dropped off. Dr. Colette, you're getting the last question.
Thanks. Jason and Julian mentioned a while ago something about farming. What COVID has really taught us, as we saw our ports closed down, that our import dependence cannot continue. We have to ensure that we have food security. We're going to do that through pumping up the agricultural sector. I did some work for the IDB some time ago, and I found out that the IDB does provide some amount of project financing for development in certain areas, particularly in agriculture. So I'm going to call on Julian to see whether or not he and other persons within the financial sector can identify any IDB funds available and perhaps work with Jason to prepare a project proposal to access those funds to ensure that our farmers can get the support they need for the irrigation of their crops.
Excellent. Jason, make sure you jump on that right away.